running, 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 running. Shot, shot, clock, clock, running, 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 running. Shot, shot, clock, clock, running, 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 running. Welcome to Shot Clock. If you come in my lane, you getting your shot blocked. Coach Bub on the mic, VA is a hot spot. This is the podcast, tune into the broadcast. It might be a special guest, never know who gon' slide past. Got some topics to discuss while making the time pass. Let's talk about rap, let's talk about fashion, let's talk about sports, or what's the latest gadgets, and I ain't trying to brag. This right here the best show. Cross over, then lay 'em up with the left dough. Let's go, you got the rock. Time ticking, who willing to take the shot? Shot, shot, clock, clock, running, 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 running. Shot, shot, clock, clock, running, 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 running. Shot, shot, clock, clock, running, 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 running.
Yo, it's your boy Coach Bud. We on another episode of Shot Clock Podcast, and I got a very, very special guest tonight. I got the legend himself, Webb. What's up, baby?
Coolin'.
Good?
For sure.
My man, it's good to see you.
Always. Salute.
R.I.P. Red.
For sure. Good dude. Good time.
All right, let's get started, man. So, earlier we were talking a little bit about, you run the track with the Flames.
Yeah.
Going to Brandon Middle School, playing at Woodstock. So, let's just start there. And how do you, start to try to become the athlete that you would become? And when do you know, like, all right, I'm a little different?
Well, I guess that started coming up through the Woodstock ranks. About 11, 12 years old, playing with guys like John, Joe, Chris. I felt like I might have been a little different because I always wanted to be faster than everyone. So I just always worked on my speed and I don't know, just.
Okay, so you start to take off, right? And now we got a decision to make. So being that you from, College Pod and, going to Brandon Middle School, obviously we think you're going to Tidewater.
For sure.
And around this time, Tidewater is really, really good. The late great, Marcus Hampton was there, and they had some guys.
They had a lot of guys, that Woodstock funnel, that Woodstock funnels all the players from Brandon Middle School to Tidewater High School. So that Woodstock tradition, which is now known as the Virginia Beach Mustangs. I don't know if they still Pop Warner or not, but that tradition was what built Tidewater High School in the shot clock. In the early days. Yeah.
That's facts. That's facts, right? So safe to say, Woodstock is the best in the beach.
I'm biased. I got to say that.
That's it. You
got
know what I'm
to say
saying?
it. Got to say it.
Okay. So, what's the decision to not go to Tidewater and go to Bayside?
Well, actually, my family moved from that College Park area out to Wichita. So, being that I was in that school district, I just ended up going to Bayside, and that's where I was at for high school, just by a choice of default.
Okay. Okay, so what is it like at Bayside? Like when you get there, your freshman year, are you playing? What's the dynamics of what's going on the field, and how are y'all as a team right now?
Well, before I even get into school, you got to try out. Because I didn't even know how to try out for high school football. And at the time, I was running summer track with the Flames.
Okay.
So, doing AAU, USA track summertime. So I see at the school that you got tryouts in the summer. So I walk up to the school and I introduce myself to the coach. And I tell him, I'm running summer track, but I was interested in playing football for the school. I'll be attending the school in the fall. So he told me as soon as I finished with my summer track activities to come out to practice. And I did, and you know, it was a little discouraging at the time because I did a little research. I wasn't one of those guys at a younger age that was reading the paper, so I didn't know too much about Allen Iverson's high school career, you know, like the high school. I didn't know about, you know, certain things about like the all Tidewater credentials and things of that nature. I didn't read and I didn't do that much homework in middle school to, you know, so, I looked in the paper and I seen the rankings from the year before, and I seen they was 2-8, and boy, I was discouraged because I come from a winning tradition.
Yeah.
Coming from Woodstock, coming from Banner Middle School, even though we lost in the city championship my 8th grade year, we had a winning season. So I still went out there nonetheless, and I tried out. The first day in school though was a culture softball.
Yeah.
I go there for breakfast and it's a brawling, all out brawl in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, he said hi. This ain't
First day of school.
What? So, cause I ain't know about, you know, the differences between the neighborhoods, the dynamics, ironically, but I had family in the area the whole time. That's what's ironic about the whole situation.
Okay.
I had a cousin that went to school and was known to be one of the fastest in the school at his time. So, I get out there to practice and another coaching shop because I need the coach. And boy,
Who's the coach of this time?
Coach Robert Jackson. at the
Okay, so
time.
Coach Jackson, coach. Okay.
Yeah, so that was his first actual head coaching job at the time, him coming in. So
Yeah, episode 8, Old Ball Coach, Robert
Boy,
Jackson. Check that out.
to go. A lot of people didn't know what to expect when Jackson was there as a coach. I mean, he was tough.
Yeah.
He didn't play no game.
I know.
For sure you do.
So they 2-8.
Man.
So what was your freshman year like?
It was a learning experience because I thought I was a playmaker. And I came to find out that because to start as a freshman,
Yes.
or to play as a freshman, I started my freshman game, my first game. It ain't last long. I got pulled quick. But to play on that level as a freshman, it's an eye-opening experience. So to go through a 10-game season, by game 8, our quarterback got hurt. Our starting quarterback, they were brothers. Both our quarterbacks got hurt. So being that I had a little quarterback background, I got thrown into the fire. And I pulled out my first victory as a freshman against Kelvin High School.
I never knew that.
50 yard to the great Larry Edwards.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was my first touchdown as a freshman. So
For my all-time Water Player of the Year.
yeah, yes, for sure. So it was a good learning experience that first year. You know, even though we ain't winning many games, it was expected. It was out.
Okay. So you get a year under your belt. Now I know obviously you run track and you're gonna get in the weight room, and start to get bigger. When does the magic happen? Because now you guys are gonna go on a 2-year run where y'all go undefeated.
Well, that magic happened after that my sophomore year as we run the tape, because that was a journey. Because that wasn't no easy feat, to run the table. A lot of teams have run the table in the history of youth football. So just to run the table, that was a good thing. So to come back again my junior year, now this is actually my year, to start running back,
Because the sophomore year, who y'all was
No, we lost to Prince
That was the PA
Sam.
year, because that's the year they had Kai and
They had CJ.
CJ Fred and Cedric Humes.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they had them all. They had D-Gat. Shout out to D-Gat. D-Gat was a beast. He had 5 picks.
Y'all let somebody catch 5 picks, man.
Yeah, be home. We right behind you guys.
Yeah.
Next year. They curling fly, boy. They curling.
All right, before we go to the next year, right? All right, so coming from being 2-8, and now you go 10-0, and then you.
Boy, we on top of the world.
So, what was that like?
You know how when the coach said.
Cause it's like what 99, 2000.
Hot boys. Cash money.
So hold on, so let's put it in. So it's 99, 2000.
Hot boy.
And we know what Juvenile said.
Hot boy cash money.
So I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean? Back that thing up. It's,
man, but it was a different vibe in the whole neighborhood, meaning the Bayside neighborhood area as a whole. Like, it wasn't so much as like when I say my first year with
the rumble,
the fighting, and it was more school.
So the football kind of bridged it together because dudes obviously from all these different neighborhoods play. You ain't got no choice, but
we had to bring it together. So it was a good thing. Like I said, so that's what I'm saying. That journey, just to see everything unfold, it was beautiful. It was cool. So coming into that second year, now with me knowing, doing a little more homework as far as with, because you know we got Barry Ellis all Tidewater, so now I know what things to try to reach for. So I'm like, I know ain't no other team ever in the beach history ever bring the table back to back. So that's something that we really wanted to bring home.
So you put the team on your back, right?
That junior year, boy, it started off rocky. It ain't started off good. I tell you that. First game, 2 fumbles.
You fumbled 2 times. So I can imagine what Robert Jackson said to you.
Walk around with the school with a water ball. Bring it back to me. Walk around the school with a water ball. No bull, bro. Yeah. It was real. You know, the pressure was tough. But
Was that what you was kind of feeling like, the pressure? Like you was thinking too much?
That first game, yeah. That first game.
Was it you trying to chase what the running back had done before you? So it was like I gotta match that. Like,
I wasn't patient enough because that first game I didn't really get the ball until the fourth quarter. So I was kind of in my feelings. I was kind of sort of a shot at the boy running off. We were running that pill that game, that fullback. I can't wait to touch this thing. First, I'm about to, and Jack set me up beautiful because the first run he set me up for would have been like a 60-yarder. And I fumbled that thing playing around. He taught me a lesson. I sat down that second game, boy, running back, Maurice Fenner, he was a great running back. He, I don't know what he did, but he didn't do something that game against Green Ryan. When I got that shot, it was over. That was it.
So now, you the man. We're going into the playoffs. You lost the year before, so it's got to be in the back of your mind.
No, salty.
So now you playing Deep Creek, right?
Well, the first game we played FC.
Okay, so that's Aaron Rouse.
Yeah, shout out. Rouse he was a beast. That game against FC in the playoffs, we wanted to get some get back because when we played them in the regular season, that was a dog fight and they cheated. Wow, beautiful run, 20 yards. On the same play I fumbled. Same play I fumbled on and against King the first week. I get it against FC, take it to the crib, 20 yards, I start pitching the paper and everything. Beautiful. So, but we only beat them 18-9. It was a dog fight.
Okay.
So when we get them in the playoffs, that first round.
They had some good teams.
So yeah, I can't think of one of the boys' names. We played basketball too. But when we got them in the playoffs, we had to get them. We had to get them. And we always had that approach, you know, coming up on the Jack, 1 week at a time. So we locked in on them. And we got them good. I can't remember the score, but I got.
So y'all beat them.
I got 115 and I got a tub off. I got 2. Damn, I know for sure got 1.
All right, so now next week.
We coming into the game of the century.
That's what Jack said. He said we played Virginia Tech.
Boy, I don't know what was going on.
All right, so what's like, cause you know, as a
Jack
ball player,
told me he was giving me the ball.
all right, but look, as a ball player, you know, we all get on the field, you know, we warming up, and you see the other team, and you know, you kind of, you know, you see what's going on, and then you lock back in. So, what are y'all thinking when y'all like, or is it when you start playing do y'all realize, oh, this shit a little different?
Oh yeah, you know, we was always coming up under siege. That's why I love Jack, because the way his approach to the game, you know, we couldn't really focus on that hype before the game.
Yeah.
We really wasn't never one of those teams wasn't be able to make hype, you know, to be rah before the game. So to see another team, it never really affected us like that. So that wasn't it. But by the time them boys got on the field and we got on the field, we knew it was real. I caught tap, I got a pancake on tap, but I wasn't expecting it because I was just bringing my play action and ran into him. And when I got the pancake, boy, I don't see them stars. No question, tap wasn't no boy to play with. So by the time we get into the game, you know, it's just like D'Angelo Hall was a different dude.
He went crazy.
D'Angelo, he ran over Kenny Payne. Kenny Payne broke Mark Wade hip his third grade.
Okay.
So that year, we played D3. Mark Wade hip got broke. Not Payne. Payne was one of the hardest hitters in the beach, in the district, period. When D Hall ran Payne over and them people looked like they jumped out the stands and they was ringing them bells, I said, oh my goodness. By the third quarter, it was 35-0. I'm seeing blood red. All I know is I want to toss to his side because I want him. And I tried to get him, and he flipped me. But I thought I had him. He walked off. He was drunk. Dave, I want my tape. Dave Thompson got the tape. He won't give it to the game. He won't get it to D Hall. People think I'm lying.
That's
People think I'm lying. I
I
tried to take him up out of here. He flipped me. It's a picture in the beacon and some more. Boy, I'm telling you. He went out for 5 plays, came back 5 plays later, pick 6. I said, oh my God, he was different. Yeah. So that game, you know, he was sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah. Especially, you know what I mean?
Coming off a 10-0 season. You know.
Yeah, you feel like you just can't get over that hump. Like you get to the same game twice and lose it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All right, so Coach Jackson makes a decision to go to Landstown. Right? All right, so what's the jump? How do you end up at Landstown?
Well, I ended up at Landstown. The principal came to me at Bayside. Me and the principal had, he was the principal of mine, assistant principal of mine at College Park Elementary School. So he came to me and he told me he had 2 candidates coming to apply for the job at Bayside. He said he had a younger dude that was by way of Notre Dame and a good winning record, and he had an older dude.
So who's the younger dude? That's
I don't know at the time. I don't know who he didn't say his name. He just said.
but he was Chris Beatty.
Hindsight.
Okay, it was Chris Beatty. Gotcha. Okay, go ahead.
So and then he said he had an older dude from Portsmouth that coached Aaron Sparrow back in the day and won the state championship.
That's Darnell Moore.
That's Darnell Moore. So I said, as soon as he told me the 2 comparisons of the dude, and just knowing everything that, you know, happened at Bayside at the time I was there, I knew that you would have had to have some type of a spunk. I didn't know who this guy was, so I told him.
But you heard young.
Young, I said, get him. And once I found out he went old, I had some things going on anyway, so I was gone. I was out of there.
So you did. So now, where you go? Like what?
I ended up finishing my junior year at Salem High School. And I'm running wild at Salem. Boy, I'm doing whatever I want to. Ain't no Coach Jack there, cause I grew to Coach Jack, like, you know, but you know, I had to have some type of guidance along the way. So he was still someone I still relied on. I called, talked to for advice or whatever. And I knew he was going to Landstown, so that was always an option.
Okay.
You know, to go to that school. And at the time, I was old enough to make the decision to be able to go to whatever school
you wanted to.
I just had to make the proper living arrangements so that it could work out. So I'm at Salem High School, and the plan is to go to the new school. So that's the plan. So, you know, I didn't know anything about Chris Beatty going to Salem. And I didn't know anything about Chris Beatty to want to lock in to it.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, you got to go with a sure hand.
No
Jack
question.
had just went 10-0 back to back.
Listen, I had to go. It was deeper than football, bro. When I went with Jack, I had to go with Jack to save my life. I knew because I understand that when I was a man, but I was in high school. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So I knew I had to, you know, go to you know, for the right support and the right guidance. So that was why that decision was made.
Okay. So, what's it like, you know, knowing that, you know, your senior year, you get to Landstown, and, you know, it's a lot of talent. It's guys coming from everywhere, you know, Green Run, Rico, Arnell, Tony Foote, Dante Austin, I mean, bunch of dudes, right?
Well, I know that Landstown has a new opportunity because I was a multi-sport athlete. So at Bayside, I was kind of crippled at playing one sport, and that was basketball. So I looked at Landstown as being an opportunity where I could go and I could do everything I wanted to do my last year. So, and I was connected to a lot of athletes that was going there already through running with the Flames.
Okay.
Landstown, you know, that first year, it was something like a challenge to me. You know, being that, you know, I had the experience of playing varsity football and running varsity track, going up in relays as a freshman and stuff like that, you know, so felt like it was something.
All right, I actually had this up there, so I'm glad you went there. So, what was that experience like? You know, at the parent reading. I remember Coach A. He loved to tell the story, man. Cause he'd be like, he's like, no, that was my boys. He said, I took Mo Webb, Rico, Tony Foote, Melvin Woodhouse. God rest his soul.
Rest in peace, bro.
Yes.
You gotta take a drink of my brother, gosh, y'all.
Legend, All American.
The first one.
All right, so. And you know, he be telling the story, he be like, man, I had them dudes up there in Philly and shit. I took them to my crib where I showed them where I was from.
Man.
He said, yo. He said,
Jay,
yo.
different guy.
But he be telling me like, yo,
Coach
the damn Jamaicans out there, man, smell like weed out there, they running fast and shit. He said, but I'm so worried about goddamn Rico and what the hell Mo Webb about to do.
We get, hey, look, man. Coach A was about to have a heart attack with us. He ain't know what to do with us. One time we was at the hotel. Coach A checking us in. And we in the band. So, you know how the hotels had the under park where you park.
Yeah.
In, like, you know, you park in. So we on the other side of Coach J goes inside. So we in there for a minute. So we could pull the van around to the other side for him when he come out, So we ain't trying to crazy. So I said, yeah. We go like, Coach J treat us like we men, so He put the battery in my back.
So your ass jumping the
I jumped in the driver's seat. I'm out there riding around doing this.
In the van.
We had the pen relay. This I seen.
Yeah, y'all.
I already went. So this is my second time. Man, we out there. So we ended up in the same spot we was at when we pulled up there. So we still. So I'm just out there. I done ran about 3, 4, 5 circles. Coach J come out there. I'm out here playing around, driving. Blah, blah, blah. You think these Jamaicans out here playing where they want to play with you? They go, boy, he was hot. Fish grease. I got to pull a hamstring and everything. Coach A won, boy. Shout out Rico, man, boy.
My man. So that was a good experience, though. I mean, y'all did well. I know they said y'all probably would have qualified, but you pulled your hamstring.
We ran a 4x4. I think Melvin jumped out there. I'm not sure if he did. Melvin was special. Even at relay meets, Melvin had his own little jumping stuff going on. Melvin was special. We ran our 4x1, our 4x4 team was qualified nationally. So we ended up going to the national indoor meet. So our outdoor team, our 4x1 team, we qualified for the Small School Championships of America. And they got different ranks at the Penn Relay. They got the Championships of America, and they got the Large School Championship, Small School Championship. So that first year we was there, our 4x4 team qualified for the Small School Championship. We on the track. They don't even know we from Virginia Beach. We from Landstown, Virginia. Virginia Beach, Virginia. We Landstown, Virginia. You heard me? We Landstown, Virginia, son. You ain't know that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, Coach A done pulled the floor.
We Landstown, Virginia, son. Yeah, we ain't even from Virginia Beach.
Oh, shit.
No question. Yeah.
So y'all got to the small school jump and ran it up.
We in there. Our 4x4 team, hamstring and a whole lot for that. Yeah, that was a good experience.
All right, so on the football aspect, what is it like knowing that your senior you playing with a bunch of young guys, like, so what is that like?
Well, that summer, it's great. That summer was my first camp ever going to a camp at UNC. I was actually extracurricular activities led me not to be able to go to camps my other years. So that senior year, I ended up being able to go to camp, and we went to camp at UNC. We went to a passing league tournament at Liberty University, and with those two experiences, with the athletes that we had, at the classifications that they were at, I felt real good about the team that we had. We had a lot of multi-position athletes. So we had a lot of athletes that could play different positions. So a lot of us played out of position because we wanted to play positions that we wanted to play, rather positions that we probably should have played. So that was our only fault. It's ironic. I go 4-6 my last year and go 4-6 my first year, but now thinking about it, it was cool because by the time my track season came about, I understood what I was for Landstown.
And what was that?
I was the one to come show the ones that was coming a lot of things. Basically how to prepare for sports, but a lot of them took some of my bad traits too, but it was basically, you know, to show them, you know, how to play, you know, a love for a game, you know, whatever it is that you wanted to play, you know,
So, what do you think you were better at, track or football? Looking back, what do you think if you just say I would have focused on just that one, which one would I have been better, much better at?
all right, we gotta say it like this. If I would have had focus, period, which one would I have been better at?
Mm-hmm.
It would have been track.
Track.
It would have been track. If I went out here smoking weed and living like I was trying to be on belly, then I probably would have been running 46 second quarters as senior.
Yeah, I was looking at some of your times. What, 6
Oh,
foot hydro? 36-11 in the 300.
I would have ran 35, 34, easy.
44-1 in the triple
I'm
jump.
smoking before these niggas, dog.
22-2.
I'm smoking.
I'm coach. I done heard some stories, man.
I'm coming in this man like Booja Bonton and the Oja Megan crew. What? I want to know. I want to know if I still got the longest interception. That's the only record I got in football. Interception return for touchdown. That's 95.
I don't know. Look it up. I don't know.
That's
It might
95.
be.
That's about 90. Bayside. We ended that street.
Yeah. That's all Jack talked about. That
We ended that street,
we
baby.
in the street.
I started it and I ended it. B, Ray, T.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we had to take that one with us. Take that one back to the crib.
First All-State athlete at Landstown.
First state champ.
First state champ.
Part of the trio.
Yeah.
We'll take that one.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. I'll take that. I couldn't get the football.
Yeah.
I could never get the football. Football eluded me
It did.
from Woodstock
Woodstock.
to Brandon. So I couldn't.
Yeah. Got you, man.
As long as I could sit at the table, I'm cool.
Oh yeah. Nah, you at the table.
As long as I can sit at the table, I'm cool with it.
We at the table.
I bring a bottle.
So, when do you realize the next level might not be an option? You know, coming off of your senior year, because obviously, I mean, I remember seeing like every ACC school, Big East. Yeah. So, all these ACC schools, all these Big East schools, you know. So what's going on?
Grades. I wasn't doing that in school, man. I thought it was athletic facility. So I knew my senior year, boy, coach, he told us to. He said, hey, man, don't be that senior that's, you know, calling and trying to knock down the door and you ain't did everything that you're supposed to do senior year. You ain't handle your paperwork. You ain't handle your stuff. And I was that senior. So, you know, I was trying to get to Clemson. You know, I had a good camp at North Carolina. I liked North Carolina. I was trying to get there. So all those interests that was there, I had to try to figure a way to get there another avenue. So I was interested into a prep school called Fort Union. I like how Tidewater out there, over Hardware. I went to both. I worked out at both. Had a good workout at Fort Union. They gave me a grant. It was $20,000 to get into the program. I got a grant for 12, so I needed a loan for 8. And finances, I just couldn't get it worked out with what I had going on at the time. So that's how that played out.
Yeah.
As far as with school.
Gotcha. All right, so let's get into some things, man. So you played basketball as well at Landstown. What was that like playing with Coach Rob and you know, being on the first? I mean, everything was the first. So you was on the first track team, first basketball team, first football.
You know,
team.
Coach Rob was a football coach too. You know,
Yeah.
and Coach Rob was a different dude. You know, I seen that episode with TJ. Shout out to TJ. With him being from that other side, but he wasn't rough like how they described the other side. You know what I'm saying? He was, but he wasn't. You know, because I always looked at Jack as being a disciplinarian.
Gotcha.
So, Rob, he was cool. Me and Rob had a different relationship. He wouldn't let me spin on that court like I wanted to because it interfered with my track season, indoor and outdoor. So I was playing basketball and running out indoor track at the same time. So him and Coach A, shout out to Coach A, you know, they had a little tug of war going on. I put him in a little tug of war at the time. So Coach Rob was cool, man. Basketball was my first love. So, you know, being on the basketball team was a different experience. Just with being Rob, it was like a big brother type. So it was cool.
All right, so who would you say is the top 5 running backs in your era?
Shout out Scotty McGee, man. And it ain't in no order.
God.
Shout out Scotty, just because he was that, my senior year, he was that back that I was looking at when I was coming out. Scotty. With me not knowing that he was a Woodstock dude.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's probably why I like it.
He was in the
That's probably
backfield
why I like
together.
it. My era when I was playing.
Just, yeah, around that time, yeah.
Oh, well, you know I got to shout out the great Ali, Larry Allen. I learned everything from Larry. Larry, he was a different dude. I had a homeboy who didn't play high school ball, but played with me in rec ball at Woodstock. LS was a running dude. Him and Larry was like the same. You know, as far as high school wise, Dave Freeman was a hard running dude. Dave Freeman ran for 200 yards every game. Every time you looked in the paper, he was running for 200 yards. Rest in peace, Ian Stopper. Ian was a different guy. Ian was different. In middle school, Ian bopped me up and ran for 60. Last time Brandon. Shout out Dalmas, man. Dalmas is a hard dude, man.
I remember he hit us for 315.
You gotta get to him.
I remember that game.
I had to walk him. If Jack would have cussed my ass out if I ain't, boy, we would have been in some shit.
Boy.
So, Dalmas Kohler, man, one of the hardest working guys I've ever played against ever since rec ball coming up. Those are my guys.
Okay. So, it's been a lot of talk. Everybody know we had Stokes up here. I've been talking with Mike and them. They were talking about that speed and who's the fastest guy. So, is it Mo Webb? Is it Tony Foote? Is it P. Harvin? Who the fastest? Is it Mike Mayers?
Depends on where you want to say it. That's how I gotta put it. I mean, when you want to talk about speed.
All right, put it this way. In a football game, who the fastest?
I'm the fastest in the football game.
Okay. I give you that.
What?
So
I take that back. Tony's the fastest in the football game. I'm the most aggressive with the speed. Tony's.
I seen him. I think on the track he's the fastest.
It depends on where you want him at. 100 meters, Tony can get any one of us.
100.
100, don't nigga. Now you go 200, that's P.
Is he strong? Like, yeah.
And then when you go 2 or better,
You gonna win the 4.
because I'm gonna put you in the dirt. I wanna see what you know with that. So.
Yeah, you ran all day.
I
You ran all day.
done ran 30 minutes before.
Hey, I remember one time Coach Rob ran y'all niggas to death. I'm talking about. I think it was that day Kamal threw the ball at his head.
Hey.
Yeah, I should have legally bet. Oh
Hey.
man, my bad, Coach. My bad.
Hey.
But girl, I just remember him running y'all like that, and I was like, dog, this nigga Mo don't get time.
No.
Like, I mean, you was still running full. Like, you used to run so fast, like, dog, he about to hit his head on the wall.
I almost did the Kellum game. Coach A in the stands like, oh my God, we got a meet coming up. What is he doing? Rob, get him out of there. Rob like, ain't nobody scoring. No, you got to get in the game, man.
Yeah.
Do something. Like, yeah. It depends on you on that. I ain't never get to see P for real.
Yeah, he was young.
He, boy, if we would have got him, we probably would have won 7 games. At that time, I would have played a different position if we would have got P.
All right, that's a better question, right? Not best football player, right? Who's the best athlete ever?
Last time, athlete, all time. Cause
I mean, it's got to be somebody like you or P because y'all played like three sports.
3 or more sports. I get it, love, bro.
Respect.
I get it, love, bro. That 400 is mine though, but everything else you got it, I would've, knowing where I was at my senior year, I would've went to quarterback, I would've fed him. Just like, me and Devion had battles at practice, all of my little brothers, so, I could've fed him better. So, yeah, you would have had a little more though. So yeah, I get it there.
What was the difference between Landstown and Bayside? Like, what was your experience like for both? Like, how would you, say from
Landstown, Bayside was. That was me, more or less, learning life, learning how things move, how the world operates, as far as you give, what you get, what you put in, as far as work, everything under with Jack. Landstown was more like, that was like the project. That was like almost like legacy. That's almost like the code, like the 8 and the 2-4.
Okay.
Like my Bayside was my 8, but my 2-4, that's my Landstown. Before that first game, I told all the freshmen that in 4 years they would win that state championship. I don't know, they thought I was high or what they
You probably was.
No, not football season. I was scared. Jack, I won't post.
So track,
Cause 7 games. Almost 80 on us. Ray and I came in there. I'm like, oh my God, we done. And I dropped the pass. You might have thought Jack would threw me in there. I dropped the pass. We went for 6. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, Landstown was more like the legacy. I told those freshmen that because with Jack there, I ain't know how it be, but with those group of, I knew those, you know what I'm saying, Stoke, I knew them from playing, I knew them, you know what I'm saying, they there from their freshman year, they could stay out, I just knew they could stay out of trouble, and that's why I felt like I led the whole, I felt like, man, Landstown just won their first basketball state championship. Rob, you should have let me spend more. You would have won that state early. You know what I mean? I felt like it kind of corresponds with what, you know what I'm saying, me. Like, that's me. Like, so, that's the difference between Landstown. It's like, Bayside was me learning what I can put into Landstown. And Landstown turned out to be what it was. State championships all across the board. State 6 times track.
Yeah.
First beach state championship. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what can we say?
The rings and the banners.
What can we say?
The proof in the pudding.
Well, you know, all I did was score the first touchdown.
That's all that shit.
That's all I did was score the first touchdown. Won the first state championship track. Just ankle leg and a 4x4.
Hey man, I remember one time, right? I done played against some good ones, right? Never been ran over. I remember my freshman year in practice, bro. I think it was like an ISO. And it was like, you know what I mean? You know how like the other linebacker, I took it on and I scraped perfectly, you know what I'm saying? It was just me and you in the hole. And I'm like you won't never know big running back, you know what I'm saying? So you thinking like, he gonna try to shape me, you know what I'm saying? Let me get my hips right. Let me, you know what I mean, make tackle. Bro, I just remember you lowering your shoulder. Duh, but that right there taught me like, all right, yo, that's a grown man, like that's a senior, like, but just cause you 14, 15, like you on the field, like, yeah, that's what ran over, but yeah,
that's
you
what
got me.
That's what Landstown was, man. It was just trying to feed off everything I learned from Bayside, man. Yes, I wanted to win, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, the experiences that I got from being on the field, my earlier years, I just wanted to pass it on to them younger dudes, and I just wanted to see come back. I just wanted to be able to come back and see them. I wanted to be taught big shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to be able to do, and we can do that.
Yeah.
We definitely can.
Like the Jedi.
We definitely can do that. We definitely can do that. So that's what it is.
Well, man, I appreciate you dropping in, man.
No question. Anytime.
Had a
man.
good time today, baby. Always.
Sure.
More Webb. Shot clock.
No question. Appreciate you, bro.